So you're a philosopher?
Yes. 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 Yes.
I think very deeply. I think very deeply. I think very deeply. I think very deeply.
Yeah.
In about 4 seconds, a teacher will begin to speak. I think very deeply.
Oh yes. Always love listening to some Boogie Down Productions. Old school, baby. Oh yeah. Anyway, enough with that. Let's talk about the fight this weekend. Miguel Cotto, Austin Trout. Gonna be a good fight, I believe. Can't wait to see it. So, let's get right into a few things here. I don't really want to call this a prediction video, but in a way it is because at the end of the video I'm going to tell you who I think is going to win. What I really want to talk about is, things that could possibly happen after the fight. I think that's the real interesting part about this fight. So let's go ahead and talk about it. And we all know that Miguel Cotto is one of the best fighters out there right now, pound for pound. I mean, he's taken on just about everybody that you could think of, in from 140 to 154. You look at his resume and you just you can't help but be amazed at it. I mean, he's fought everyone from Malinaji, Quintana, Zab Judah, Shane Mosley, Margarito with possibly loaded gloves, Joshua Clottey. That was a fight that I thought Clottey actually won. And Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. I mean, this guy is he's fought everybody, and if you don't have respect for Miguel Cotto, then there's something wrong with you. The guy, he fights everybody. So those are the type of fighters that I like. Guys that don't duck, they don't shy away from anybody, they take on all challengers, and that's exactly what he's doing here with a young and hungry Austin Trout, who is undefeated. He's 25-0 with 14 knockouts. And Trout has physical advantages over Miguel Cotto in this fight. I believe he's 2 inches taller, and he's got, I believe, 5 inches of reach. Austin Trout has 72-inch reach. Miguel Cotto has 67 inches. He's got some, physical advantages over Miguel Cotto, but, there's been a lot of people who have in the past, so I don't think that there's anything that's going to surprise Miguel Cotto in this fight. So, I mean, he's been there, done that, like I've already said. And, you got to tip your hat to the guy, and also to Austin Trout for stepping up and taking a huge, huge challenge and fighting, like I said, one of the best fighters out there right now. What I think Austin Trout can create some problems for Miguel Cotto in this fight. He has a very slick defensive counter-punching style. He does have, good head movement. He slips under punches. He does have good speed. I believe he has a good punch. Will it be enough to hurt Miguel Cotto? I don't know. I mean, maybe not one punch. If he happens to be landing his straight left hand down the pike on Miguel Cotto over and over again, I think that it could do some damage to Miguel Cotto, because we have seen his face, swell up and get cuts often. He does swell up, so that could be something that could be a way that Austin Trout can win. I don't know if he has enough power to hurt him or knock him down or even knock him out. I think if Trout does win, it'll probably be on points, but I think that Miguel Cotto, he definitely has enough power to stop Austin Trout. We all know that he has a very good jab, good left hook to the body. Does have knockout power. Doesn't have that one punch knockout power, but he can hurt you throughout the fight. And then mid to late rounds he could end up stopping you. But like I said, we all know what Miguel Cotto can do. He's been on the big stage numerous times. And that's a big advantage for him in this fight because Austin Trout, this is his first time, being on the big stage, being in front of a sold out Madison Square Garden. I mean, there's going to be crazy fans, this is going to be full of Puerto Ricans for Miguel Cotto. They come out and they support their guy, especially when he's in New York. They put on a good show there for him. And, I love it. I love to see crazy fans in the arena, selling out a big arena like Madison Square Garden and cheering for the guy. And that's something that Austin Trout, really hasn't been involved in. I know he's been down to Mexico and he beat Canelo Alvarez's brother, but really we're talking about Miguel Cotto here. It's a different story. But like I said, there are some things that Trout can do to cause trouble. Will he do it is a different story. Me personally, I think he'll have moments. I think, I don't think he's gonna, totally get blown away. I think he'll have his moments here or there, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. I believe that Miguel Cotto will win this fight on points and move on to bigger, better things, like possibly that Canelo fight, which is what I really want to talk about. Let's say, this is hypothetical. Let's say Trout pulls the upset. What happens then? Do you think that Canelo Alvarez will take that fight? Do you think that he'll fight Austin Trout if he happens to beat Miguel Cotto and really beats him? I mean, he doesn't get a gift decision. He really goes out there and takes care of business. Me personally, I have to say no, because I don't think that Canelo will take on a rough challenge like that. I think he'd rather just take a money fight, fight somebody else for some money. I would love to see him do it, but I just don't think he will. That would just, man, if Trout pulls this upset off, it would be a huge upset, and it would just shake everything up in the 154-pound division. I do see him possibly maybe taking on a guy like a Lara, or who knows, maybe even a Floyd Mayweather. He hasn't said anything since he's been out of jail, so you never know. Anybody could be on his radar. But that would be a huge shake-up to the division. But I think it's a long shot. Trout has a lot. He has a lot to deal with in this fight. Miguel Cotto is just an all-around good fighter, and he's got a great corner. I really believe that, I think his name is Pedro Diaz. He's done a phenomenal job with Miguel Cotto. He's turned him into what I think he should have been all along, and that's like a boxer-puncher. Earlier on in his career, he was kind of like a brawler, a come-forward brawler type of guy, but he's shown, good versatility of late. He's been boxing and, mixing things up in there, and that's, I think that's Miguel Cotto at his best. So I'm going to take him to win the fight, but I do think that, Trout can he can cause some problems in there. You never know. Miguel Cotto's been, like I said, he's been through a lot of big fights, and he's been through a lot of wars. You never know. He could get old one night, He could just get old, and it usually happens in the ring when that happens. So, you never know. He could just get old, and, Trout just overwhelms him with just punches. So, it's always that, you always got to wonder about that in the ring, especially when you got a veteran like Miguel Cotto who's, been through a lot of wars. But I personally don't think that will happen, but yeah, we'll see. Anyway, you guys let me know what you think. Give me your comments, your thoughts on the fight. Who do you think is going to win? I got a feeling most of you are going to say Cotto, which he should win. But, just answer this question. If Trout happens to pull this upset off, what do you think will happen? What do you think, who do you think realistically will want to fight him if he does happen to beat Miguel Cotto? So, let me know what you guys think. This is G-Funk signing off, and you guys have a good day.